Great people, welcome to NameTech channel. My name is Nehemiah and this is lesson 5 on Matplotlib, and we are going to talk about the labels. But then before I begin, please subscribe, like and share the video to your friends, and to the returning subscribers, I really appreciate you very much for your support. Now guys, basically with pyplot you can use the X label and the Y label functions to set the label for the X axis and the Y axis. Now without further ado, let me show you guys an example how to add labels to the X and Y axis. So first of all let me zoom in a bit for you to see better. We are going to import NumPy. Remember Matplotlib work with NumPy, so you must import NumPy because we are going to use the NumPy arrays here. But then there is an alias np, and then also we are going to import Matplotlib matplotlib.pyplot. Remember it works with pyplot as well, the submodule for pyplot. Pyplot also is an alias plt. So let's create an x-axis, the x-axis. Then what I do, let me assign it to a NumPy array here, and then np.array, and then in this array I'm gonna pass in a list of values. Perhaps let me say something like 80, 85, let me say 90, 95, 95, then 100, 105, and then 110. Just picking a random values here. Actually, some values you can use any other values. 115. Let me go to 125, 115, then 120, and then what is after 120 is 125. And then now this is the x-axis, and then for y-axis, let me say y, then assign it to a NumPy array, and then in this array list I'm gonna pass in let me begin from perhaps to 40. This is the y-axis, to 40, and then perhaps to 15, to 60, to 70. Remember it must be equal. If the x-axis has 10 values, y-axis must also have the 10 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So also this side should be 10 values, and then to 70, then here let me give it 280, to 80, then to 90, and then 300, then 310, then what else, 320, then 330, right, 330, and then what is 310, 320, 330. I think they are 10. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they are 10. And then now what else? Now let's we are going to use the plot function, the Matplotlib plot function, to plot the graphs for us. So just type in plt. Remember plt, the alias for Matplotlib.pyplot. We define it here at the top, and then the plot function is used now to plot the graph. And then now we're gonna pass in the x-axis, the x variable, and then also the y variable. And then now let me say now guys, basically to add the labels, we're gonna use this function plt dot x label. I say that the x label is used to plot the label for the x-axis. So let me say label, then I'm gonna pass in this a string here. Let me say perhaps, let me give it average. Average is this the spelling for average pulse. pulse, and then the other one is the for calories. So let's say plt dot y label for the y axis, the label for the y axis, we're gonna say label. It is a spelling for label. I'm not sure if it will give us the error. We'll try to rectify, but then here let me call it calorie. Let me call it calorie burnage. For those who don't know, I think calorie is the amount of energy in your body. So what we do now, guys, basically to visualize, we are going to use plt dot show, but then guys, ensure that you have a GUI compiler like a tkinter, otherwise it will not work. It will give you an error. So ensure that you have, or if you're using Anaconda, I think it usually comes with the packages. Like for me, I'm using Anaconda. That's why when I just run these codes, it's gonna upload without any issues. So always ensure that you have the graphical user interface compiler for Matplotlib for it to work much better. So guys, as you can see, we have just plotted the x-axis and then also the y-axis. So basically this is the calorie burnage, then this is the average pulse. So guys, basically that's how you can do it. That's how you can upload the y label and the y and the x label. Now let me show you how to plot the title, actually to create a title for the plot. So guys, basically with pyplot you can use the title function to set the title for the plot. Now in that case, let me just zoom in a bit for you to see much better. So here we are going to add in another function. Let me call it perhaps plt for Matplotlib, and the function actually they allows for matplotlib.pyplot, then plot, and then not really plot. This one is title now. Title, and then we are gonna pass in a title. Remember, it's a string, so it must be inside the quotation marks. Then guys, let me call it so for calorie burnage and pass rate, so that must be some kind of sports. So let me call it in the title, let me give it sports sports watch data. Then what I do, let me run again, then let me zoom out a bit. Then guys, basically you can see here at the top we have sports watch data. So basically that's how you can do it. That's how you can plot the title, and also you can label your x and y axis. So guys, let me now show you how to set the font properties for the title and the labels. Now guys, basically you can use the font dict parameter in x label and the y label, and also the title to set the properties for the title and the label. Now in that case, guys, basically let me create another variable here. Let me zoom in a bit. Let me create a variable for the fonts, and then for font for title, let me give it font 1. Let me call it font 1. Then let me assign it to which font family should I use. So it's a dictionary, Python dictionary. So you must define using the curly braces. And then here, because it's a dictionary, let's begin with the family. Let me give it should be then this is the key. Then at the value, let me give it a very simple one like a serif. Then the color I can specify, perhaps let me call it, remember first of all you must define the key with the quotation. Then let me call it color, and then for color let me give it give it a blue. Let me give it blue. You can use color values or color names, and then the size, so comma first of all, and then what else, should be size. Let me size, I think. So let me size. Let me give it 10. Let me give it 10 pixel, 10 pixel, or yeah, let me just give it 10 pixel. And then now what I do, should I just duplicate this let me just duplicate this line of code, guys, because I don't want to type a lot, waste your time. And then here, let me paste it there. And then perhaps let me create some space there. Then here perhaps I'm gonna change some colors. Color here I can give it even red, and then the size I can give it even oh, here perhaps let me just give it 20, and then here, because I think 5 feet will be very small, here let me give it something like perhaps 15. Remember, it should be in the value should be separated from the key with a colon like this. Remember, it's an integer, that's why we don't include it in a string. So what I do here, let me change it to font 2, and then what is now, let's pass in to these styles here. So actually to the spots here, I'm gonna add in another property called another parameter called font dict. So let me call it font dictionary, font dict, and then I'm gonna pass in. For title, let me use a font 1 because it's kind of big. Let me call it font 1. Font 1, and then what is let me copy again. Font 1. Then for these the other stuffs, let me call it for this one, let me call it let me give it first of all, we must separate a parameter with a comma, and then here let me change it to font 2. Again, also here let me add in that property, and then let me change it to font 2 because I want x-axis and y-axis to be similar. So what I do, let me run again. Let me run these codes. So guys, basically this is how you can use the font dictionary parameter in the x label and y label function, and also the title function, to set the font property for the title and the labels. So let me now talk about the position, basically how to position the title. You can use the log parameter in the title to position the title. Now guys, basically the legal values are left, right, center, and default value, which is center, automatically if you don't specify. But then let me show you how to do that guys. So in this title, I can add in another parameter, and then I call it log, and then I'm gonna assign it to left. Let me call it left, and then let me run, and then guys, basically you can see now it is at the left hand side. So guys, basically this is all about the the Matplotlib labels and titles, and I think you've gained something. Guys, please now consider subscribing, like, and share the video to your friends. And then next time, this is Nehemiah. Goodbye.